It's 2 days later now, and I've allowed the leather to dry. It's looking fine. I like, with full leather, during the drying process, to stand the book up like that, about, well, once a day I suppose, just to let the air get in between, because I think otherwise you can get a tendency to mould on the inside if you leave it too long, especially with a big book. This one's quite small, and it's, I think, quite dry enough now. So the next thing to do is to deal with the inside and then put the end papers down. So I'm just going to take a ruler, and it doesn't need to be totally accurate. I'm going to cut a rectangle out of the inside. Make sure you don't allow the knife to slip onto the spine, because you don't want a hole in that. But I'm just going to lift up the leather that's around the outside and cut an approximate rectangle out of the leather that's turned over here. Oops. And just this last bit here. And when you get to the spine, just take it, shave it away so it's not going to restrict the end paper too much. I've got a piece of Belmont hollow paper. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be just a piece of card, which will help to build up the inside of the cover and make it smoother for when you put the end paper down. Otherwise you get a step and it doesn't look very nice. As I said, I've not cut this totally accurately, but I'm going to cut this to shape. It won't show on through the end paper. So I'm just going to fold that there and here, and then I'll cut that to shape and stick it in. So I've done the gluing, I've just cut the bit of card to size, and I'm just going to glue it out and put it in. So gluing out in the usual sort of way. I'll just move it over a little. Again, keep glue minimal. You don't need a lot of it. It's only filling up the hole. If you find that the card is not quite thick enough, you can always put a second card layer in if you feel that you need to build up the fill into the depth of the leather, if you feel it's necessary. So I'm just going to move it back again. Just insert the bit of card in where the other will go. And yes, I think that's all right. It's actually it's a bit uneven. The leather is a bit thicker at the bottom than the top, but I think that will be all right. So that's just got to dry minimally, and then we can put the end papers down. So I'll do the other side and then just do the end paper putting down, which is the final stage.